Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Checkwitz. This is the Kaged match, and this is my review for WWE SmackDown for February 14th, 2020. Yes, I am behind by a few days. Ever since Valentine's Day, work kicked in. Valentine's Day, trying to juggle some dates with my girlfriend, and it's been busy. Good busy, but busy. So, SmackDown starts out with a moment of bliss. Nikki crosses, of course, with Bliss, and they bring out Carmella. And she is cutting a promo because she has a match with Bayley. Supposedly later in the night, Bayley comes out and they have an exchange of words that leads into the match. So Bayley and Carmella is how they start the night. And I'll be honest, in the past I've been critical of Bayley. I haven't necessarily been the biggest fan of her. She has improved though. And I think this match particularly shows how much she's improved. This was actually a good match. I liked it. I felt like it was entertaining. It had some really good spots to it. So, I will absolutely tell somebody when they are not fit for, the business, or if I think that their personality sucks, if I think they have no talent in the ring. I'm the first to say that. I'm also the first to say somebody has been busting their ass and trying to improve, and this is an obvious case of that. It shows. So honestly, hats off to Carmella. She's obviously been putting in the work. So at the end of the day, Bayley gets a roll up, has her feet on the ropes, gets the win, and that is the match. Not bad though, honestly, not bad. After that, you get a Bayley interview because Naomi came out and they had an exchange of words right after the match with Carmella, and so they're having an interview with Bayley where apparently the focus is now going to be Bayley versus Naomi at some point. Then they do a Lacey Evans package, and this is talking about letters that she got from fans and kids that have been struggling through certain things. And no matter how I feel as Lacey Evans, the performer, the person I respect and I really like. So she's got a big heart. She does a lot of outreach stuff, you can tell. So it's very cool to see that. Then you get an Otis and Tucker bit. This is on Valentine's Day. Otis is supposed to meet up with Mandy Rose for their date, and he was told that Mandy Rose is running late. Then you have Sheamus versus Chad Gable and Apollo Crews, and both Chad Gable and Apollo Crews deserve better than this. This was Sheamus going over. You knew Sheamus was going to go over. And it's two incredibly talented guys just getting shit on, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I like what they're doing with Sheamus. They're definitely trying to build him up to be the big Billy, the absolute monster. And he's got the look for it, for sure. And I like Sheamus. I just didn't like how they did Chad Gable and Apollo Crews to get him over there. Then you get a Carmella interview where she's pissed off because Bayley took a shortcut to get the win. And so it looks like at some point that's got to be resolved. And I'm not sure if she said she was part of the Elimination Chamber or not. They got a Elimination Chamber pay-per-view where they're going to have a women's Elimination Chamber. So we'll see what happens with that. Then you get Hulk Hogan. He's live via satellite. And, I don't know, man. He's talking about some of the guys and their capabilities, and starts talking about what he thinks Goldberg's chances are. And then, of course, Bray Wyatt interrupts. There's an exchange back and forth. You kind of know nothing's really going to happen there. So it's just Bray Wyatt kind of attacking another legend, on his way to fight Goldberg. Then you get Sami Zayn and Cesaro. Sami's got a ukulele, and he's going to try to pull off his own Elias bit with his ukulele, and they got Cesaro out there with a cowbell. And honestly, this was just bad. Like, they were obviously trying to rip off the Saturday Night Live bit with Christopher Walken doing the cowbell. I need more cowbell. It just didn't work. It did not work here at all. And this is, again, WWE trying to be funny and failing miserably. So Elias, of course, interrupts them, comes to the ring. They're doing their bit while he's sitting on the top rope, interrupting. Obviously, that turns into into an attack from Sami Zayn and Elias onto Elias. Braun Strowman comes out, clears the house, and there you go. You have a Naomi interview where, of course, she's talking about, you know, what is her impending match with Bayley. We all know it's coming. Then you finally come to the bit where Otis goes to see Mandy Rose at this restaurant for this date. Mandy Rose is sitting there alone, and then Dolph Ziggler comes up and tries to put himself in the, you know, in the date. Otis comes and sees those two, doesn't really understand what's happening, but thinks that they're just on a date. And so there's a lot of mixed signals there. And that was the whole bit. And then you have Miz and John Morrison versus Roman Reigns and his mystery partner, who turns out to be Daniel Bryan. Baron Corbin has a ticket in the crowd. He's supposedly suspended for beating up a TV truck guy last week. And, I mean, it's everything you would expect. Good match. Definitely John Morrison was very impressive during this match. Really like him a lot. Always have. At the end of the day, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan get the win. Baron Corbin then comes into the ring and hits Roman Reigns with his, I don't know, stick, whatever it is. Whatever you want to call it. And that was it, man. And I gotta say, I've said that SmackDown is pretty much the worst show in all of wrestling, at least for the major organizations. And I think that still holds true. Although I was pretty impressed that Carmella has gotten a lot better. At least in that match, she really showed her stuff, and I liked it. So it was a good match to start. The Otis Tucker segment and the Otis Mandy Rose segment, I really didn't care about at this point. Sheamus, I like that they're building him, but I really hate what they did with Chad Gable and Apollo Crews there. The Sami Zayn and Cesaro bit was just bad. It was just bad. Last match was good, kind of what you expected. I wish they would finally fucking kill this Roman Reigns Baron Corbin bullshit. It's bad, dude, all the way around. It's just terrible. So this, I mean, they were following some storylines. I'll give them that. With the Bayley Carmella Naomi thing, they had like 4 segments that are all kind of, you know, building on a storyline. So that's cool. And I'll give them credit for at least building on the Otis Mandy Rose storyline, but I'm just not into it. I'm just not. So at the end of the day, it was slightly below average for me. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10 because it had a good match to start and to close. And, you know, they did a couple of things that were decent in the middle, but Hogan wasn't really necessary at all. And I've already said how I feel about the Sami Zayn bit. That was atrocious. So they just need to figure out how to make their show entertaining again. They've got enough people to have a good show. They've definitely got some talent on the SmackDown roster, but the actual talent they don't use. They're using assholes like Baron Corbin. Doesn't make any sense to me. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.